Hello, all my people of the forest. It's me, the Kid of the Forest, here with
Titanic Neo-Typhlosion.
And, well, welcome back to reaction videos.
Yeah, this is the last batch of reaction videos. We're going to try to get these out in one episode. So, I thought that we would start off with something a bit on the happier side, a bit
You see this
funnier.
kind of chubby guy here.
That's Shane.
I know. He's got a chubby person there, kind of. I don't know. There.
So let's begin.
When I was 16, I thought it would be the coolest thing ever to have an octopus for a best friend. One that would sit on a skateboard so I could take it for walks and meet nerdy science girls. I have a theory that cephalopods are the ultimate wingman. My mom told me that when I was a baby, a woman holding a baby girl asked her how much I weighed. My mom said she wasn't sure, but replied, no matter how big I was all beautiful. To which the other woman remarked, well, no one ever thinks that their baby is the ugly baby. My mission is to find this woman and start dating her daughter. Grody. Grody is a word that I would like to see make a comeback in popular slang. Real life example. The soup tastes like Play-Doh. It's grody. I'd like to learn magic. I think if I combined spoken word and magic, I'd be more popular. Because if I did a poem about doves and then doves flew out of my arms, people would lose their shit. One time, on a flight, I heard a big Texan call one of the flight attendants a sky waitress. I laughed so long that when we landed, I was taken to security and given a drug test. When they asked what was so funny, I told them about sky waitress. I was then given a second drug test just to make sure. Sky waitress is sadly no longer funny to me. I used to fantasize about being the last man on Earth. Until one day I realized being the last man on Earth does not ensure anyone will make out with me. I then began to fantasize about being the last man in the universe. Everything is always fucked up. It's never fucked down. I think the problem with violence is that it escalates, and when that happens, people say things like, I'm gonna fuck you up. But maybe the world would be a better place if when people got into fights, they said things like, I'm gonna fuck you down. Here's a buttered scone and some tea. I also have this hug for you. I met a man who once asked me, do you think bald people can get hairline fractures? I told him it was a stupid question, but secretly, I wish I'd thought of it. I know a guy who wants to make a video game called Neville Quest. It would involve a Neville brother being kidnapped by the Jackson 5, and Aaron Neville would be on a quest to find him. He would of course have powers, like singing ultra-high notes that would make his enemies' heads explode, and a special move where his mole would open up like a black hole and suck people inside of it. I told him it was a stupid idea, but secretly, I think it's the best thing I've ever heard. My friend wants to name his child Justice. I told him, it's a stupid name, but secretly, I think it's a really stupid name. What if the kid goes blind? Blind Justice? That's like naming a kid Intelligence and sending him to military school. It's dumb. Snog. I was drinking with a girl in London once, and she asked me if I wanted a snog, to which I replied, no thank you, I'll stick with beer. A friend later defined the word, telling me that in the UK the word snog means to kiss or make out. I then asked, just in case, what's the UK word for dry hump? He asked why, and I said, someone had just offered me a spot of gack. To which he replied, gack means cocaine. But if you want to get off at Edge Hill, I know a gimmer who might be willing to give it some rice. At that point, I realized slang makes me feel stupid.
And that's it.
Alright, what's the next one?
The crickets have arthritis. Now this one,
Where? Okay.
This one is probably one of the saddest.
You're gonna make me cry.
Maybe.
Oh shit.
Both of these videos will be linked at the end of the video and in the description. So, here we go.
It doesn't matter why I was there, or the air is sterile and the sheets sting. Doesn't matter.
This
that I
one
was
doesn't
protected
have
this thing
animation,
buzzed
it
and
just-
beat every time my heart leaped like a man whose faith tells him God's hands are big enough to catch an airplane or a world. Doesn't matter that I was curled up like a fist protesting death, or that every breath was either hard labor or hard time, or that I'm either always too hot or too cold. Doesn't matter because my hospital roommate wears Star Wars pajamas, and he's 9 years old. His name is Lewis, and I don't have to ask what he's got. The bald head with the skin and bones frame speaks volumes. The Game Boy and the feather pillow booms like they're trying to make him feel at home because he's gonna be here a while. I manage to smile the first time I see him, and it feels like the biggest lie I've ever told. So I hold my breath, because I'm thinking any minute now he's gonna call me on it. I hold my breath because I'm scared of a 57-pound boy hooked up to a machine because he's been watching me, and maybe I got him pegged all wrong, like maybe he's bionic or some shit. So I look away. Like I just made eye contact with a gang member who's got a rap sheet the length of a lecture on dumb mistakes politicians have made. I look away like he's gonna give me my life back the moment I got something to trade. I'd damn near pull out my pack and say, cigarette. But my fear subsides in the moment I realize Lewis is all show and tell. He's got everything from a shotgun shell to a crow's foot, and he can put them all in context, like, see this from a shooting range and see this from a weird girl. I watch his hands curled around a cufflink and a tie tack and realize that every knick-knack is a treasure, and every treasure's got a story, and every time I think I can't handle more, he hits me with another story. He says, see this from my father, see this from my brother, see this from that weird girl, see this from my mother. Took me about 2 days to figure out that that weird girl is his sister. Took him about 2 hours today after she left for him to figure out he missed her. They visit every day and stay well past visiting hours because for them that term doesn't apply. But when they do leave, Lewis and I are left alone. And he says the worst part about being sick is that you get all the free ice cream you ask for. And he says the worst part about that is realizing that there's nothing more they can do for you. He says ice cream can't make everything okay. And there's no easy way of asking, and I already know what he's gonna say, but maybe he just needs to say it, so I ask him anyway, are you scared? Lewis doesn't even lower his voice when he says, fuck yeah. I listened to a 9-year-old boy say the word fuck. Like he was a 30-year-old man with a nosebleed being lowered into a shark tank. He's gonna write to it. And if it takes this kid a curse word to help him get through it, then I want to teach him to swear like the devil's sitting there taking notes with a pen and a pad. But before I can forget that Lewis is 9 years old, he says, please don't tell my dad. He asks me if I believe in angels. And before I realize I don't have the heart to tell him, I tell him not lately. And I just lay there waiting for him to hate me. But he doesn't know how to. So he never does. Lewis loves like a man who lived in a time before God gave religion to men and left it to them to figure out what hate was. He never greets me with silence, only smiles, and a patience I've never seen in someone who knows they're dying, and I'm trying so hard not to remind him I'll be out of here in a couple days smoking cigarettes and taking my life for granted, and he'll still be planted in this bed like a flower that refuses to grow. I've been with him for 5 days, and all I really know is Lewis loves to pull feathers out of his pillow and watch them float to the ground. Almost as if he's the philosopher inside of the scientist, ready to say it's gravity that's been getting us down. But the truth is, there's not enough miracles to go around, kid. And there's too many people petitioning God for the winning lotto ticket. No symphony of nature swelling to crescendos as if we've been halos into melodies that can keep rhythm with where our hearts beat. So we must meet silence with the same level of noise that the parents of dying 9-year-old boys make when they take liberties in talking with heaven. We must shout until we shatter in our own vibrations, then let our lives echo and grow echo and grow echo. Grow distant. Grow distant enough to know that as far as our efforts go, we don't always get a reply. But I swear to whatever God I can find in the time I have left, I'm gonna remember you, kid. I'm gonna tell your story as often as every story you told me, and every time I tell it, I'll say, see? There's bravery in this world. There's 6.5 billion people curled up like fists protesting death. But every breath we breathe has to be given back. A 9-year-old boy taught me that. So hold your breath. The same way you'd hold a pen when writing thank you letters on your skin to every tree that gave you that breath to hold. Then let it go. As if you understand something about getting old and having to give back, let it go like a laugh attack in the middle of really good sex. The black eye will be worth it. Because what is your night worth without a story to tell? And why wield a word like worth if you've got nothing to sell? People drop pennies down a wishing well as if the cost of a desire is equal to that of a thought. But if you've got expectations, expect others will buy your exact same dream for the price of the hard work, hang in, hold on mentality. Like I accept any challenge, so challenge me. Like I brought a knife to this gunfight, but the other night I mugged a mountain, so bring that shit. I've had practice. Lewis and I cracked this world wide open, found the prize inside as we never lied to ourselves. Never told ourselves we'd be easy or undemanding. So we sing in our own vibration and dare angels to eavesdrop and stop mid-flight to pluck feathers from their wings and write demands that God's hands take the time to catch you. So that even if God doesn't, it wasn't because we didn't try. I don't often believe in angels. But on the day I left, Lewis pulled a feather from his pillow and said, "This is for you." I half expected him to say, "See, this is the first one I grew."
That's that.
Well, okay, yeah, you were right. I almost cried. You laughing at me?
No.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I guess that's it. That's the last of the Shane videos we're going to react to. There are way more poems by this guy, so in your own time, look him up, and you can find his poetry on YouTube. It's been uploaded by many different people, but
yeah.
Or you can buy his poetry on iTunes, I believe, for like $1.
So yeah. Well, I've been the Kid of the Forest.
And I've been Titanic Neoteflosion.
And, yeah. See you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Bye. Well.